Big breaking news on the Kerala gold smuggling scam. Sources have revealed to CNN News 18 that there is evidence that at least 180 kgs of gold have been smuggled through diplomatic channels into Kerala. Gold smuggling would have started through this route from July 2019. The diplomatic route was used at least 20 times to smuggle gold. Agencies are in the process of recovering the smuggled gold. The UAE diplomat who left the country is crucial to the case. Most of the times, the baggage arrived in the diplomat's name. Sources say Swapna, Sarit, Sandeep and Ramiz are key parts of the racket who ran it like a chain business. Sandeep and Ramiz used to raise the finance and distribute the gold once it was in. The money was raised and sent as hawala. We're joined by Neetu Ragukumar, who's tracking this story. Neetu reporting from Trivandrum. Neetu, tell me, this elaborate racket has been running for over a year now. Is the NIA going to focus the probe on members of the LDF government?
That is what sources are telling us. They would have started this from July 2019. That is almost a year now. And at least 20 times they would have used this route to bring in smuggled gold is what we are understanding. The original amount of gold would have been much higher, but they have evidence for about 180 kgs of gold being smuggled in through this diplomatic channel. Sources also tell us that the diplomat who left the country is also crucial in this case, because they would have to interview him to know what he exactly knew, and also what they say is that most of the times the baggage had come in this diplomat's name. They say that this is a larger chain, but what they are looking at is basically the people where it starts and where it ends. Basically, these people raise money. Sandeep and Ramiz are the financiers. They raise money. Money is sent through the hawala route is what we are understanding. Then gold is bought from there and smuggled back in, and it finally reaches most of the times the jewelries is what we are understanding from our sources so far.
Neetu, this could not have happened for the past 1 year without the connivance of the government in power. Now this clearly has given more ammunition to the opposition as well in the state. Any reaction coming in from the Pinarayi Vijayan government?
See, we cannot for sure say that this couldn't have happened, because this is a diplomatic route. The UAE consulate, the cargo is being sent to a person with diplomatic immunity in the UAE consulate, and it is coming through the international airport. So earlier itself, the Pinarayi Vijayan government, or Pinarayi Vijayan himself, has said that the airports are not under the control of the state government. So basically, what we are understanding is this whole route. We cannot for sure say that, because the cargo has been coming to a UAE consulate, to a diplomat there.
Neetu, I'm sorry, I have to butt in. We're joined by KJ Alphonse, Union Minister. Thank you for joining us on this story, sir. Your first reaction, this gold smuggling racket running for over a year in Kerala.
I'm sure this has been going on for a very long time, and this is what I said right from the beginning. This is a massive racket. It's basically funding terrorism all across, because this money which is realized through gold smuggling, it goes into gold jewelry shops, and basically Kerala at some point of time has been the hub of terrorism. Even those who were caught in Kashmir, they were trained in Kerala. So I'm sure this has got huge political nexus. Now this incident has taken the entire thing right into the Chief Minister's office, not his doorstep, right inside, because his principal secretary is involved. A person who claims to be, who was Chief Minister's fellow, he is deeply involved. And you see the whole network working very smoothly to enable such smuggling. And of course, here is where you also need international cooperation to investigate this, because obviously it came in a diplomatic bag. Obviously, it means connivance at some level from the country where it was sent, involvement of officials there. And the fact that the Consul General has now disappeared, now it again complicates the issues, because, I mean, it's very clear about the involvement of the person, of the consulate, of the Foreign Office in UAE, the country from which it's sent, and of course the Chief Minister's office. I mean, it's very, very clear.
So what action would you demand from the left government in the state now that this is blown wide open, that for 1 year this gold smuggling racket has been running?
See, I think any chief minister's office, any chief minister, any party which has been involved in anti-national activities, funding terrorism, obviously I think there is no other choice other than to resign. I think he must quit. I mean, this is just not political morality. I mean, it's a criminal activity which is being aided and abetted by the state government, and therefore there is no question. He has to resign and take responsibility, because the principal secretary to the chief minister is in the personal staff of the chief minister, and therefore he can't have any excuses. And this has been a network which has been going on for the past at least a year. We don't know beyond that. And another thing again, where does all this gold come from? I mean, you see, why is the state government not investigating? And most of the gold which is sold in gold shops in Kerala are not built properly. And therefore, the state government could do so much.
Mr. Alphonse, we're also joined by MB Rajesh, CPIM leader. MB Rajesh, thank you for joining us.